Danny Flexent here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by Pro Bellum Talent Relations and my good friend Sam Jones. How are you?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you. Obviously, a lot going on at the moment, but I think you predicted Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. would get over the line several weeks ago when we spoke. You must feel pretty excited now. It's there and it's been announced.
Yeah, I'm not like, oh, I said it was happening. I just got told by a few different sources that it was a done deal, and people who I kind of like would take their word as gospel, if that makes sense. But yeah, mate, I'm very. I've spoke about this fight so many times. Yeah, I'm proper looking forward to it, Danny. Really looking forward to it. I'm hopefully going to be able to get a ticket, join the race like everybody else. I'm going to nag a few people for some freebies, but yeah, I cannot wait to watch that fight. You can't get a bigger fight in this country. Maybe Usick, Fury, AJ aside, there is no bigger fight in this country to make, in my opinion.
So does that mean you feel that it's the biggest UK fight of the year? So more so than Fury White, more so than Khan Brook?
Yeah, I do.
What is it that makes it bigger as an attraction, as an event?
The bloodline.
All right, Roman Reigns.
Exactly. Calm down, Roman Reigns. No, the bloodline, mate. What comes with the fight is the history of it. The old men having fought twice. They were. I know they went on a bit of a UK tour with each other, but I'm sure they will ignite their rivalry because listen, it's their two sons fighting. You can't get any more close than that. Do you know what I mean? So listen, the whole thing's going to be fantastic. I mean, if Matchroom do it right with the build up, as like a 24/7 style HBO kind of build up, you've got a monster. You really have got a monster, and like we're being treated to this because it's a fight nobody called for. We didn't call for the fight. Usually big fights are fights made by public demand. Nobody demanded this fight. We just got it, and it's a treat. It really is. It's going to be a real spectacle. I think it could have been done in a stadium, but I think if the fight's close or the fight's good, the rematch will be in a stadium.
How much do you think the sons feel the aura and the pressure of the legacy of their fathers? Because I think in Conor's case, he wasn't born perhaps when the second fight was between the dads. But do they feel that legacy and the pressure to live up to it?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's like what Eubank said about Conor. He's walked down the same path as me. Like he's walking down the same path as he has. Of course, there's pressure on it. Chris is called Eubank and Conor's called Ben. They're two British boxing legends. So of course there's going to be pressure. I mean, Conor will want to get one over on the Eubanks because even though I believe Nigel Benn won the second fight, I think that Conor will want to get one over on the Eubank family. So there's a lot riding on it, isn't there? It's bragging rights, isn't it? It's bragging rights. It's history. It's got a bit. It's got everything this fight has. I mean, I know there's a lot spoken about the weight division, the rehydration things, but I think is it 158 or
157?
157, 158. That's what I've heard. I mean, if you're Eubank and you're getting paid 3 or 4 million for this fight, you're thinking, let's come in this fight comfortable. I'll give up a couple of hundred bags and get in there comfortable.
Well, apparently the weight limit's 157. Anything he's over that, he has to pay a penalty. But anything over 158 and a half, so if he comes in 159, fights off. So that's like the absolute upper limit.
The thing is, Danny, do you really think Conor Benn on them scales, yeah, when he's made weight, the tickets are sold, do you really think Conor Benn's going to call the fight over a pound? I doubt it.
No.
So I won't read too much into that. I think Chris Eubank will weigh in a pound over than what he's supposed to.
Yeah.
That's what I believe will happen. But I might be wrong. Chris Eubank might be just deplete himself and get down. I mean, I just hope he's comfortable in the fight, Chris Jr., because we want to see a fight. Do you know what I mean? That's why I said the other week that I think the weight could affect Chris Jr. more than it could Conor, because Conor's not going to have to kill himself to make the weight. Conor's going to do his walking. I think Tony Sims alluded to the fact that Conor might weigh in at 155 in the actual fight, which is like Conor's just going to weigh in what he feels comfortable at. And from what I'm hearing, Conor's sparring super middleweights and middleweights all the time in the gym and handling himself very, very comfortably. So I suppose sparring is different. I know sparring is different than being hit with a 10-ounce glove. So we'll see. I mean, I would have given Conor a big chance of winning this fight, but the only reason why Eubank, in my opinion, is the favourite is because he's got his old man's chin. It's granite. It's a granite chin he's got there. And we know Conor can bang. He's got given natural power. But Eubank's battle hardened. He's tried and tested. Like, I've never even seen Eubank hurt in a fight. I might be wrong, but I've never seen him wobbled in a fight. And George Groves, who boxed him, I know I can't really remember that fight too well, but I can't remember him hurting Eubank. I remember him comprehensively outboxing him, but I can't remember him Eubank on shaky legs or anything like that.
No, I've never seen Eubank.
And George Groves, like you only asked it. Like David A used to tell me, he used to wallop. Like I've heard he sparred Dillian White. I've heard he sparred Dillian White, and he can really, really whack George Groves, and he didn't budge him. So it's a mad one. And like I say, I would like to see Conor win because I think it would make he's the younger man, and you've got a superstar. But you've got to favour Eubank just because he's the bigger man, and like if he like Dave Coldwell said it the other day, if he boxes how he's been boxing, this is Roy Jones Jr. style, which he's, let's be honest, he's crap at. That's not him. That is not him. Eubank Jr. That's not his game. He's a pressure fighter, and when he's a pressure fighter, he's a problem for anyone. And the only times he's lost it is to elite boxers, Billy Joe, and he nearly clawed the fight back against Billy Joe. He lost against George Groves, who boxed him. Do you know what I mean? So can Conor go? If they go toe to toe, you've just got a war. Do you know what I mean? And it's who gives first, whether it goes to points or whether Eubank's going to be too big. But like I say, all the pressure's on Eubank Jr. to win the fight because he's the bigger man, he's the more experienced man, he's boxed at the higher level, and of course there's going to be pressure on Conor because it's Eubank Benn and it's at the O2 Arena, it's going to be bouncing, but Conor can come out of that with his head held high if he gives on a good performance and go back down to 147 and resume his career. If Junior loses, in my opinion, he's pretty much got nowhere to go. I'm sure if he decided to carry on, he's still a big name, but in my opinion, he would have nowhere to go. So it's just a fucking cracker, isn't it? The fight, it really is. I've said it so many times, and probably people are annoyed hearing my opinion on this fight, but people are asking me my opinion of it, and I'm just giving them my honest take on it. I think it's a real fucking cracker, and we're in for a treat.
Great stuff. Now, before that, because that's not until October, next week, we've got a cracker, which is in Saudi Arabia, not in the UK, unfortunately for us, although we will get to watch it around our normal time. And that's Anthony Joshua's rematch with Alexander Usyk. As that fight's moved closer, has your opinion on how it's going to go changed at all? Has anything influenced you?
Yeah, it changes all the time. My opinion changes all the time because Usyk's a boxing genius. Yeah, he's a genius. He really is. Like, he's an all-time great already. No matter what happens now to the end of his career, he's an all-time great. He's a unified heavyweight champion. He was an undisputed cruiserweight champion. Won that Muhammad Ali tournament with ease. Beat punchers like Murat Gassiev. Murat Gassiev is one of the biggest punchers I've ever seen. And as I say, I've been up in Big Bear and I've seen tapes of him rendering people unconscious. Gassiev. Destructive power. So Usyk took his power. I know Gassiev had a bit of an injury in that, but still, Usyk's an all-time great. But he's not invincible at heavyweight. He is not invincible at heavyweight. And I'm not going to say like everyone else says, oh, Derek Chisora had the brew pill, because that's the most annoying thing I've ever heard. Derek got beat in that fight. Anyone who scored it different is a bit of a whopper. A bit of a shit about boxing, yeah. Yeah, but I think everyone, I think, when they watched it twice, they'll see Derek lost that fight.
Yeah.
However, Derek did show that he isn't invincible. Do you understand what I'm saying? People when they said, "Oh, he showed the blueprint how to beat him." No, he didn't, because he didn't win. Do you know what I mean? I hate that saying, but he did show that Usyk is not invincible when you apply the correct pressure. I was asked yesterday, I'm not a boxing trainer. Do you know what I mean? I don't profess to be one, and it's just my opinion. But if I was in AJ's corner in that fight, I would say, don't even worry about throwing a few punches in the first round. Just lean all over him. Just lean all over him and deplete him of all of his energy. Elbow him, headlock him, push his head down, be rough. Be like one Robert Garcia in the Floyd Mayweather fight got the tactics spot on against Floyd Mayweather in that first fight. He didn't win because Mayweather's a genius, but he got the tactics right. Do you know what I mean? Rough him up. He has to rough Usyk up in this fight, but he can't just aimlessly walk forward like people want him to do. Oh, have a street fight. No, because he'll get chinned. He needs to be sensible and apply sensible pressure, but he needs to get rough and ready with him in there. He really does, and zap Usyk of the naturally smaller man of his energy. And that's what I believe AJ should do. I mean, what the fuck do I know? I don't want to give advice to legendary trainers, Robert Garcia, and he's got Angel Fernandez there. I'm just saying what I'm seeing with Usyk. I mean, there's only one way you can fight Usyk, and it is apply pressure, but it's not stupid pressure, because Usyk will just punch your face in. He will just happily punch your face in solidly for 12 rounds. And AJ will walk onto something daft. But I think if he applies the right tactics, he can win this fight. And I would love to see him win this fight, because I think AJ doesn't get really the respect he deserves sometimes from the public. Because let's be honest, he was packing Wembley Stadium, the Principality Stadium. He was giving us these amazing nights in boxing. That was all down to him. He brought big-time boxing back to the UK, Anthony Joshua. And that's why I would love to see him win. I really would love to see him win. But yeah, big fan of Usyk, but I would love to see AJ whoop him next week.
Good stuff. Now, just before I let you go, what's the latest at Probellum Towers? Anything to report?
There's over the summer, the team have been getting together, and they're making some very, very big plans, and there's some big announcements to come in regards to Probellum. They're a very new company, and they're getting it together, and there's going to be some very big announcements coming very, very soon.
Great stuff. Well, we look forward to that. Sam, always appreciate it. You're going out to Saudi, aren't you?
I'm not, mate. I'm going with the family to Italy. I'm going to go and get ridiculously fat for a couple of weeks, and then come back and then go to the Conor Benn Eubank fight, Joyce against Parker. Looking forward to that. I'm going to go and do that. I need a bit of a break. Get fat, eat some pasta.
It'll have that effect. I'll talk
yeah,
from personal.
I'm unfortunately one of them people that I'm either in decent shape or I'm really fat. There's no like in between season for me. I'm either fit or fat. There's no two ways about it, and I will get very fat in those 2 weeks.
No better place to get fat than Italy, I'm sure. So enjoy
Absolutely
it.
not, mate.
Great. Well, have a great time, and I'll see you and speak to you when you get back.